Greetings, YouTube. You know, I have extreme patience when it comes to crystal openings, but nothing close to Cosmic M's over 8 months of daily uncollected crystals saved up for this opening to send over to my channel. 267 in all. And what I love about this is that this is one of the few crystals that doesn't conceal its drop rates. So I've always kind of wondered, if you open a couple hundred of these, and this is obviously more than that, how many 4 stars will you get on average? So we're about to check this out, and I just want to say, Mr. Cosmic M, thank you so much for sending this our way. So basically, you know, he's just going to do a lot of popping, and hopefully some 4 stars. He starts off with a great amount of Tier 2 Alpha, 3,600. That's fantastic. Way better than Dungeons, I can tell you that much. But, of course, that 3,600 doesn't change much. Does not change much at all. But check that out. 30 in, a 4-star Ghost Rider. That is amazing. I've only gotten 3 4 stars in my life. And I think that might even be exaggerating that. It might only be 2. So, already, crazy start for his 30. Finally get some more Tier 2 Alpha, up to 5,400. But, you know, the 2 things I'm staring at in this, personally, Tier 2 Alpha and then any more 4 stars. And then I'm also kind of curious over the course of about 8 out of 12 months how much Tier 4 Basic you can get, because that's relevant. If nothing else, even if you don't need Tier 4 Basic, you can still sell those shards. And he forms a Tier 2 Alpha. It looked like he was about 9,000 Tier 2 Alpha fragments short of a fully formed. So obviously this is all bonus for that. But you can see, I think the majority of the time you are going to get some Tier 4 class catalyst fragments, which is great. Those of you who really need T4 CCs, this is why you want to become Uncollected. All of this is free. Every item you see in front of you is just for logging into the game every day. And he's already formed over half, or about half, of another Tier 4 class catalyst with 21,000 fragments there. But the problem is, you can see that the Tier 2 Alpha is not really moving. It's staying at 5,400, despite the fact that we're 120 days in to this opening. Now, he's got his second Tier 4 Basic, so not bad at all. Obviously, he continues to also go forward to try to form more Tier 4 class catalysts. He's got a ton of skill fragments at this point. 16,500. That's pretty crazy. Look at everything else. I mean, it just really dominates the opening. And so we're just continuing to look, but that 5,400 number is not going up, and you'll notice he has not gotten another 4-star. I believe at best the 4-star drop rate for these crystals is 0.04, but it might be even worse than that. It might be kind of what the drop rates for the arena crystals are for the regular arena for the 4-star Punisher, and the Uncollected, the 5-star, which is what, 0.02? That might be the 4-star. That would actually make pretty good sense given how few you get, and how few I've gotten at least, from these. The units, also pretty dang tough to get. He's only gotten 30, and we are about 200 crystals in. So I would say, you know, just guesstimating, since the point of this drop rate is to try to figure out what it is. I think units, you probably got about a 5% chance. Tier 2 Alpha, maybe that or less. Tier 4 Basics, probably about 40. And then Tier 2 Alpha might be about 45. That leaves you, what, about 15% for everything else? That sounds about right. Most of the time you're going to get Tier 4 class catalyst fragments or Tier 4 Basic, which is fine. You're getting over 3.5 now Tier 4 Basic just for logging in every day. That's fantastic. But you'll notice the units staying at 30, and the Tier 2 Alpha is stuck at 9,000. So he's gotten exactly half of a fully formed T2A, or 18,000 Tier 2 Alpha Catalyst fragments between the 9 that he fully formed for the first one and then the 9,000 after. And he formed a couple of Tier 4 class catalysts to end it. So there you have it. You're not going to find much better value for your crystals than a less than 6-minute video for 267. So, sir, thank you so much for sending this our way. I always love to check out new theorized drop rates, and obviously the more crystals you have to open, the better chance you have to understand what the drop rates are. It's kind of crazy. He only hit 1 4-star, and that was within the first 30 crystals. So if you are not uncollected, I don't know how this is not going to be more motivation for you. This is the best part of Uncollected, is not what you quote-unquote get the opportunity to spend, like the trash deals we've seen this week with 5-star shards and units, but rather the things that you get for free, primarily the daily uncollected crystals and the Grandmaster crystals you get from shards just for logging in, and that separate uncollected calendar that unlocks when you become uncollected. So there you have it, YouTube. If you aren't uncollected, I highly recommend it. I say that every time I talk about being uncollected. It really is a difference between eating steak and I said expired ramen last time, and some people said, I don't think ramen expires. So that is the mystery of the comment section in this video. Does ramen expire? Do you think it does? Or is it like cockroaches and Twinkies? It'll be here long after humanity is gone. Let me know, YouTube. I'm curious as heck.